What's going on, guys, and welcome to TLG Reacts, the show where we react to things. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And you guys have been requesting it. It's something we are going to do, and we're doing it now. It's finally out. Sorry about the long wait of like 4 days. We're doing Monster Hunter World. We're going to be watching the Elder Dragons trailer that just came out, and then we will also be watching from RX Gaming's
New armor and weapons
breakdown. Yeah, so before we get into these videos, because we're going to get right in and out, any anticipation, anything you guys want to say before we do this?
I'm expecting some monsters.
I want them to be big.
Mm-hmm. I'm also hoping they're going to be Elder Dragons, so I want them to be fucking massive and cool. And
one little one.
You want a small
one little
Elder Dragon?
That's usually the event one. Like, it's a tiny Aragon. It's like this big and it wrecks your shit every time.
Little baby Elder Dragon?
It's not even a baby. It's just like a weird event where they take the big Aragon, the guy smacks his chin on the ground, and they shrink him down to like the size of like, I don't know, like a compy. And like he just roll around and wrecking people's shit. It's hilarious.
That's a baby to me. All right, so yeah, we're gonna start off with the Elder Dragon trailer first, because that's the one everybody wants to fucking see, and so do I. We've been holding off on watching this, so until we watch it. So let's do it.
Peggy 16.
Ooh, ice.
Ice, fire, wind, water, and heart next for Happy Planet, right?
You got way more quiet than you were earlier.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I saw you talk, I was like, what?
Yep, Diablos.
Damn, son. I wonder if they're gonna show the one they're talking about, the Devil Joe, whatever the hell, the Bone guy.
Didn't Devil Joe the DLC one?
Yeah, I was wondering if they'd show it or not.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. It looks scary as shit though.
Yeah, dude.
It's hard to take that seriously.
I know.
Puff back.
Yeah.
Le poof bot. Le poofy poof. That thing's fucking horrifying looking.
It's a cave. Cave stroke, gas stroke, or whatever they call it. I think it is.
You're on the A list, right?
Yes.
So, tell me.
Of course.
What's your theory? The Elder Dragons must migrate to the New World for some reason.
Yeah, to fuck your shit up.
It's from Zora Magdaros?
We need to track them.
You guys got some wicked hair.
I was about to say something about his hair.
Where's my Dragonator?
Oh,
Damn, nice hit.
smack it. Yeah.
Puff bat, no!
Not the puff back.
Don't hurt him.
They're showing off a lot of aerial hits. It's funny.
Yeah. That was cool.
Dude, just unloading in the back of his skull.
That's execution style.
Yeah.
Damn, look at homie.
Okay.
It's fucking Jurassic Park.
That's the W.
Yep, there it is.
And
That looks like a Grindhouse movie.
Just holding on to
creepy.
his dinner.
Devil Joe.
I remember the first time I saw one of those things. It scared the shit out
The
of me.
players.
These things are scary. All right, so what do we think of that?
That was cool.
Action packed.
Yeah, lots of aerial stuff. Puffbat got smacked. That was a little sad.
It's always horrible to see that.
It's gonna happen eventually, though.
Far too soft. It's like if you had some pillows in your room and someone came in with a fucking bat and started hitting him. It's like, what are you doing, motherfucker?
They're using swords and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Can't do that shit.
I mean, other than that, yeah. I mean, it was neat to see the varieties and stuff like that. You know, obviously, and you know, like we've said, I'm just kind of waiting. We're down to the less than 20 days now. So
18, I believe, as of recording.
Oh,
What was that decaying like demon monster that showed for a split second? That thing was scary as shit looking.
I'm sure someone will let us know.
Yeah, because all the other ones, like, they look like monsters, they look like dinosaurs, they look like lizards, all that shit. They look like Puff Bat. They're fucking adorable. But then that thing was like, goddamn, Ivan Ooze. That thing was scary as hell looking.
A little bit of
sort
an alien
raw
vibe.
decayed
Yeah.
dragon.
It's pretty cool. It's cool to see something new like that, and then seeing Devil Joe at the end was pretty cool. The only reason I even thought that maybe we would see anything is because that news came out around the same time that video came out. So I didn't know if it was something announced or not in that same way. But that was cool to see too. I want to see how he'd be rendered or it be rendered in the new game. Looks great. Super imposing with his fucking meal in his mouth, just staring at the camera with fucking boom, Devil Joe. I'm like, what's up, dude? What's up, Joe? Been a while. Chris, thoughts?
It's nice to see a couple of monsters that I recognize that they're bringing back. It's always nice to see those old staples. And some of the new ones look really interesting and kind of weird. I kind of like it.
We briefly talked on Tasty Tuesday. You weren't there on that about the third beta happening and them releasing Devil Joe as the first DLC. It's gonna be free. Is there any monsters you'd like to see maybe released as free DLC? Because they're already showing like early on they're gonna be releasing monsters, and that means new monsters, new armor, new shit. So, I mean, obviously we don't know everything that's gonna be in this game, but
right. I think it's called the. It's like Baroth, but it's not. It's the cat, ice cat thing. It's like a San Francisco flying cat thing.
I'm sure
Really
somebody will
cool.
let us know the name. Yeah.
It does ice damage. It's a really neat monster.
That's the thing too that we haven't really seen a whole lot of, but in the very beginning it showed some ice, and like even though that might not have been significant, it's not something I've been seeing in most of the trailers we've been watching. So it's
Right.
kind of cool to see that effect.
I know what I want to see come back. Oh
Huh.
my god, the Kieran. Oh my god, I would love to see the Kieran again. That's the unicorn.
Oh yeah. You've talked about that before. I was like, Karen, I remember that somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll get your wish with some DLCs, or maybe it's already in the game.
I hope so.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments what you think about the fucking Elder Dragons trailer. Is there something we missed? Something we should have talked about in that? Overall, I think we're all very happy with it. I liked the emphasis on the action scenes. It's kind of a cool, like, the game's coming out, guys. Here's an action sequence of just a lot of like what you're going to be expecting from the game.
Right.
So kind of a good way to get pumped for the game. So yeah, let us know what you think of it. Next video we're watching, it was funny in the stream. Someone came in, they asked like, "Hey, when's the reaction video coming out?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Dude, it's coming out like tomorrow. I promise. Like it's coming soon." And I was like, I mean, we're even going to be talking about the new armor and weapons that Arx Gaming did. He's like, oh, bonus, nice. I was like, yeah, I try to make the episode, have a little bit more than just one thing. So yeah, we're going to be watching that because apparently they showed off some new armor and weapons. So let's get into it. And yeah, I'll be turning Arx down quite a bit if I can't hear you again. So
That's fine.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Alex here. Welcome back to another Monster Hunter World video. And in this video, we are talking about armor and weapons. In the most recent trailer, the Elder Dragons trailer that dropped, if you guys haven't seen that or seen my breakdown,
we just watched that.
However,
Thanks,
in the trailer,
Arx.
We got to look at some more hunters going face to face with monsters.
Can I have
and
armor made of that guy's
a few of them
hair?
were wearing some new sets of armor. They typically do this in the trailer. They have hunters
Bam.
equipped in, these pre-made loadouts. A lot of the
It's a good thing we
time,
watched the Elder Dragons trailer first. I was thinking about which one to watch first.
in the most recent one, as we get a little bit closer to launch, we have seen a few new additions to the roster. So I figured what I would do in this video is step through those segments and basically
That must be the Puff Bat armor. He was very fluffy looking.
I so want to wear that. Even though I don't want to hurt Puff Bat, but I'm gonna need that armor.
For you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you do, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions. But first up,
Yeah, seeing the two dragons like fighting and shit was cool too.
They're straight wrestling.
Yeah.
gathered around this table. Most of these are sets that we've seen before, or at least from what we can see. Some of them are a little bit hard to distinguish from, you know, the distance and whatnot. But starting from the top left and working counterclockwise, you have the Legiana set, because the first one I can't see. It's
Damn,
behind
that is
the
zoomed
ropes
in.
and whatnot. Probably Rathian set, but either way, Legiana set, followed by Rathalos, followed by Tobi Kadachi for the females, Kuluyaku, Ingot set, the Puke Puke armor set, then of course
Puke
we
Puke.
have the Anjanath set. The next one I'm not entirely too sure. It's a little bit bulky, so I can't quite make that one out. We then have the Tsitsiyaku
That was a
set,
goddamn tank.
Jagras, Bone, and also the Paolumu set. So that is our first look at a load of hunters decked out
Hell
here.
yeah.
Also, I just want to bounce back to this one here for a second. This is a rather interesting Palico armor set. Most of the Palico sets we've seen already, but this one, I can't even begin to make out what it is, but it looks almost like a kind of bone/wooden space suit. Honestly don't know. Looks kind of cool. I want to see more of that. And we get a different view of that if we jump over to the next
The old
scene when
fucking
they are
bone
at the
cat
arm
set.
wrestling barrel. You can see over to the right-hand side.
Jesus,
you
look at
see
that thing.
Calico again, but this time from the front.
Oh my god, I love it. Looks like he's in a little mech.
Yeah.
His little eyes poking out.
Like a
However,
StarCraft
interestingly,
armor.
on the
Yeah.
over to
I
the
see
left-hand
you.
side, you see this hunter standing
look, there's
here
Reaper in the
this
background.
rather interesting set
Mhm.
we haven't seen before. It's not too clear to make out, and at this stage, I think it's a little bit hard to work out exactly where it comes from. If I had to
That's
have a
Slash from
guess,
Guns N'
I'd
Roses.
say potentially a new bone zombie-looking wyvern we've seen,
Mm.
because it kind of looks sort of like a vampiric armor set.
Yeah.
You've got the black and red color scheme to it. Almost looks like something you might see in Bloodborne. And
Definitely.
to a certain extent, kind of reminds me of the Astral set from Generations, but a little bit different again. So that is a new armor set. Haven't seen that one before. Not entirely sure where it comes from, but still something worth calling out. Then if we jump over to the
Ugh.
next segments where they actually start doing some of the gameplay, we see the reveal of that dragon that I just spoke about, or the wyvern, the zombie-looking one that we just saw. We have a hunter here wearing full Diablos gear,
yep.
rocking the Diablos bow. And then after that, in the next scene, we have a female hunter wearing what I believe to be the Odogaron armor set.
That
We
weird
get a better
thing.
look at it a little bit later.
Damn.
On the male. But the only reason I'm kind of thinking this is because the coloration of monsters typically translates over to the armor set, and this one has these very distinct
She's got a
red
nice
parts
big
to
bow
it.
on her butt.
These sort of muscly looking red parts, and
That's the
sort of
most
actually
protected
the way
part, dude.
Odogaron looks.
Of
Again,
course,
we'll kind
of
of talk more
course.
about that in just a second. And as for the insect glaive, this is also a new one. It looks slightly different to the Anjanath.
It looks
one, so
crazy.
I feel like this is also probably an Odogaron insect glaive. A lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time in these trailers, they tend to match up, you know, the weapons that you're using with the armor sets and stuff. So there is that to consider. But either way,
That thing looks
is
like
a new
something
armor
out of
set
Resident
and
Evil.
a new weapon we haven't seen
Kind of.
before.
Its
And
claws
the next
remind me
part
of
where there's a hunter
liquor.
going toe-to-toe with Teostra. We have the Legiana set this time
And
on
it's
the
Capcom.
male, and again, I'm going to assume it's a Legiana bowgun because the coloration sort of matches, and it's kind of got those interesting wing-looking components to it, so that's also a possible match there. The next scene is longsword user sliding
That's you,
down the
Shedmo.
slope, wearing
yeah.
Rathian gear, but this time wielding a Duratados longsword. It deals water damage, you can see there, but these ones are very identifiable. You can clearly see that in the armor.
That was
section.
just
It really
rude.
works well, and I've made it with the Duratados
That's just a big ol' slap in the face.
I like the water
very easy
effect
to
from
notice
the
when it
hit,
comes
too.
from the bone
Yeah.
longsword path. So of course it will change form as you progress, you know, as you kind of work your way up the tree, but either way, that is pretty sweet. Next up, we of course have your
Uppercut.
regular
Pretty cool
iron
on
hammer.
hammer.
Not entirely sure what this armor set is in truth. It almost looks like the female version of that one I couldn't quite identify back in the online gathering hall. There are certain parts of it that just look kind of like your box standard iron male, but then some of it looks a little bit different, so can't quite place this one. If any of you guys have any ideas, by all means shout down below. But then the next scene is of course a lance user going up against Baroth, wearing the Puke Puke armor set but wielding the Rathalos lance, also looking pretty sweet. Again, going from the iron path, but this is probably a little bit further down because it looks like it's slightly more Rathalos focused than before, because the way you look at these weapons is that it seems, from what we've seen up until now, you typically build the weapon off of like one of those base paths, either iron or bone, and as you upgrade it, it starts to lean more towards that monster's
Right.
form. So early on it might just look like a bone weapon with, say, some Rathalos scales on it, and then as you go further it looks slightly more like a
Right.
Rathalos weapon. So that's kind of cool. Next up, we have a bow user doing that
That was
sweet
pretty
move. I love
awesome.
this one. That's the one where you basically dash into like a mushroom wall or one of those walls that you can run up, and you essentially do this really flashy shot. But the armor set being worn
It's
here
pretty flashy.
is the bog standard kind of iron armor set, or the sort of alloy metal one, and the bow, not entirely sure. Part of it looks like the Anjanath bow because of course the, you know, coloration and whatnot, but then you've got these other spikes on top of it that could come from something else, so that one's a little bit harder to place at the moment. So if we then move on from there, we get a look
No.
at
Bah!
wearing Tsitsiyaku armor.
He's hitting him right in the pillows.
The Anjanath shield, also the earlier form. The next one is a female hunter, Legiana gear with the bone dual blades. And then after that, this one's quite interesting.
Can't wait to kill a
That
hellhound.
armor set
Oh.
we saw back in the Hunter's Hub when there was that guy.
That's
standing
Limbo,
on the
right?
of
The new
armor set,
frame?
Totally.
Wearing that
Totally.
the kind of vampiric armor set that I spoke about, the one that looks like it comes from Bloodborne. That is, or this appears to be the female version of that. This time with the hunter wielding a different insect glaive, which I believe to be.
There's a lot of
the
jumping
CTO
headshots.
insect glaive, because if you look at the part around the blade, that looks remarkably similar to the kind of head.
Yes, yes.
However you want to describe it.
Oh,
basically,
yeah.
it's out of his head when it goes
Looks
down.
just like it.
Velociraptor.
Yep.
I believe that is where this one comes from. But
Stick,
the
stick,
armor set itself,
stupid.
Again, looks really interesting.
No wonder you're
In
extinct.
this trailer, they've only shown like in this segment where you see the insect glaive user vaulting, so we can't really get a good, clear picture of this armor set in either instance. So this one is still a bit of a mystery, but still something worth calling out. After that, we
So
have
many cool weapons and armor.
Switch axe being wielded here, I believe.
want 'em all.
Legiana, and also appears to dish out ice damage.
Mhm.
In the next segment, we have a hunter wearing the bone armor set with a heavy bowgun. After that, you have a male Palumu gear.
Oh,
with
he's about to hit him. Watch this.
Tomodachi charge blade.
I can tell. Look at that.
That's a hurt.
Because
That's
it's
a
some of
hurt.
the gameplay that I recorded in
Somebody,
Japan.
I'm about to hit
I
something,
there,
and it's gonna
charge
hurt
blade, or I have the early
fucking a
charge
lot.
blade on my back. And sometimes people have called it out and be like, is that Zenoga? Is
It's
that
a
somebody else?
Rathian.
But no,
It's a female.
this is from Tobi Kadachi, so it dished out lightning damage, or thunder damage,
It's a
let's say,
puppy.
And that is the, that's
It's
the
an
charge
afro.
blade, that's where it belongs. Next in is the Tobi Kadachi armor set.
Look
Again,
how fluffy.
females
Hunting
on the
horn.
hunting horn
Dude,
this
yeah, I
time
love
is
that.
the- or at least I think it's a
Wow,
Palumu
wow,
horn. Again,
wow,
coming
wow.
from the bone path, but you can clearly see that
Whoa,
quite
whoa,
fluffy,
whoa,
coating
whoa,
tail,
whoa,
and
whoa,
the
whoa.
slightly dense, scaly looking part.
After you
that
crack me in the
clearly
fucking
shows
head.
his tail.
Hurry, come
Next
over
up,
here.
Hunter and Angela's gear.
Yeah, come over here so I can hit you. All right, time to fucking rock out.
Brutal.
This one's just
We
fucked
have a
up.
hunter here wearing full Gelatalos gear.
But we're
with
just
Rathian
shooting in it?
gun
Yeah.
locks. And then this segment here, this is the one that
That's
wants to call
crazy
out.
looking.
links back
That
to
was a
what
good
we
time
earlier
to
That was a good
Stop.
shot, yeah.
believed to be the male Ordogaron gear. Of course, this isn't confirmed at this stage because we haven't had a chance to actually see it in the smithy.
It's the
but
moments before
if you take
ending
a
that
look at
guy.
the kind of components, you've got these weird sort of muscly looking segments to them that almost matches up the body type on Ordogaron, and of course the red color scheme really carries through. It's also kind of got this Asian theme to it as well. You see the wraps around the legs that kind of match up with the Naga gear from before.
That was an interesting like switch of like how it's attacking because before it was just doing an overhead and then mid jump it switched to like this plunge attack.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, that is a possible link. Then, as we begin to draw closer to the end of the trailer or the end of this segment,
Damn.
this is just more kind of hunting here with hunters wearing armor sets we've seen before, wielding weapons we've seen before. Again, here is a hunter wearing the Legiana gear, and this time that's the Legiana
Oh.
sword. And you can also see in the distance a hunter with
Mhm.
the Diablos gear and the Diablos charge blade too. So that's pretty much it from the trailer. I do want to call it this.
I love him.
Little things.
Is not entirely sure what these are. I'm going to assume these are the Coral Highlands equivalent of the Grimmelkind or their kind of Grimmelkind clan, because we've seen before in different instances, like if you go around the Wildspire Waste and you mount the bow near that central kind of ravine area, then if you're close enough to the wall, the Grimmelkind will jump down, throw a net on it, and they'll kind of hold it in place for a little bit. It could well be that if you, I don't know, mount a monster in this area, then maybe these guys jump out and start shooting. There's still so much we don't know just yet, but
They're
it's
little
really cool to see
tubbies.
that They do look very different.
Goddamn
to your
Oompa
typical
Loompas shooting at the
Grimmelkind.
monsters.
Fucking A.
These guys have like full-on armor sets, so
I hope you can
not
blow a
sure
little
they
whistle and they
are,
come out singing
but,
songs and shit.
Titiyaku is getting completely destroyed there. And also the last thing worth calling out as well, actually
Willy
comes
Wonka?
from the
Hell
card
yeah.
art, this one here. Again, most of the hunters we've seen with the armor sets before, but the insect glaive user, top right, is wielding a Titiyaku insect glaive, and bottom left, there's this interesting looking blue ice looking bow. Not entirely sure where it's from.
Looks
but
cool.
It could also be Legiana because we know that has
Yeah,
ice type
I think that
weapons,
lady's
it's
wearing
kind of
puff
got
bat
those
armor.
feathers.
Look at that big puff on
So,
her head.
for the time being, that's pretty much it. That is
Puff
essentially
nugget hat.
through going over all the
Yeah,
options that we've seen
I'd
in the
wear it.
most recent trailer, all
Me
the
too.
weapons,
I like
trying
puffs.
to identify them wherever possible. There are a couple of speculations there, but most of those ones are confirmed. So if you guys have any questions, hopefully that answered them. If you have any more questions, drop them down below. But otherwise, keep it locked. There's more stuff coming your way very soon over the next few days. But thank you for watching. Take it easy. See you next time.
There's always more. Always more coming.
Always.
So they show off a lot of shit.
That was really nice too, because we just obviously watched a trailer, and then he broke it down for us, so that was kind of nice.
When he also did another trailer breakdown I thought about watching, but I mean that pretty much was probably more of a trailer breakdown that we needed about the specific details of what people are wearing, whereas like he probably would have just talked about what happened in the trailer. We saw what happened. So yeah, would anything stand out to you guys?
I mean, besides the new stuff that he pointed out, I mean,
The Palico mech.
the little the
love
little
that
mech
thing.
armor.
I love he's fucking just like
the
just
fucking
hanging out in there.
Bloodborne / fucking Reaper set. I don't know. I'm still thinking about all those fucking aerial shots they kept doing. Those they were definitely trying to show off
the one off the tree was dope.
action. Yeah.
Yeah, every single shot was something super flashy. Like even when the guy jumped over the fire and shit. I didn't notice that when we watched the first time. I saw a lot of cool shit happening. But then seeing it in slow-mo, I was like, oh, that was pretty fucking cool, actually.
Yeah.
Anything stand out to you, Chris?
It's nice to see a lot of the older armor sets still being transitioned in, but to a point where they're not the same. There's some slight variations here and there to them. Like some of the shoulders were different, some of the headpieces, like the bone headpiece looks slightly different than it used to. So it's nice to see them keeping some of the similar aspects, but adapting them to the newer generation.
Yeah, and that's something that I was really hoping for too, because like I obviously want them to bring older stuff back, but I want it to feel old and familiar, but also because this is a new game on now a console and it can look a lot better, that they can add more detail to it or change it up a bit and kind of really take advantage of the processing power that's not, this little thing in your hands. So
Right.
yeah, but yeah, I definitely like. There's stuff that I recognize from like way older iterations and shit that I'm like, it's cool to see that like evolution of that up until now. There's like this legacy of Monster Hunter that obviously everyone who's a fan of it gets to kind of share in that excitement of, kind of coming home to Monster Hunter just now on console. So, yeah. Anything else?
Nope. Just waiting for the game to come out.
So soon, and there is a beta coming out. I believe the 18th through the 22nd.
19th.
19th. Yeah. Which will have the. Oh God, what's its name?
Dude, I don't know. I'm bad with the names.
Nargigante. Chris, help me out.
Nigga.
Pretty much said it, but not right. It ends with Gante.
Yeah. Hey, whatever.
Let us know in the comments how it's spelt. I forgot. I'm tired.
Well, I will say I can't remember things like that I do every day, let alone the names of the monsters half the time. So
that's why I make my own names for them.
Yeah. Like Puff Bat. That's so much easier.
It's way easier. Chicken puppy, fucking all that shit. Let us know in the comments what stood out to you. What armors are you looking forward to? Anything new in there that you're excited about? Of course you are. Let me know what's on your mind. And I think that's going to do it for this episode of TLG Reacts. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoy this episode. Make sure to check out other episodes. And I'm not going to go through the spiel. You've heard it already. Watch the other episodes for that shit. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Chris.
Until next episode, which will be this Friday, we're going to do this whole fucking bracketed system, talking about, we're going to really break down what is the best month for PlayStation Plus of 2017. It was a lot of fun to shoot, so make sure to check that out.
And probably not what you were expecting.
Yeah, it was a huge surprise, actually. We, everything that we were pretty much predicting didn't work out the same way, but it was still really interesting to see. And we had Cody, so there's like 5 of us.
Yeah, I was busy.
That. Yeah. Wow. But yeah, until then, have a good week, guys, and take it easy. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider hitting the like button. We'd really appreciate it. And if you want more weekly content, hit the subscribe button. You can always find us on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter at Tasty Loot Gaming. And as always, thanks for watching.